Ever find yourself listening to something and you think, wow, that sounds really real? It's amazing how far AI-generated speech has come.
Right.
Like, scarily good.
It really is something.
And that's what we're going to deep dive into today. Came across this article, right? And it's all about how AI is changing the game when it comes to, well, sounding like a real human.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, is huge EE for the world of
Yeah.
podcasts. Could this be the future of how we make them?
It's definitely got people talking.
It does. Okay, so this article dives into this platform, Notebook LM, and the claim is boldy. They can take like any topic, say, I don't know, the life cycle of a dust bunny,
Right.
and turn it into a full-blown podcast, complete with different host voices, male and female.
It's pretty wild when you think about how hard that actually is to do well, because we take for granted how much goes into the way we talk.
Yeah, totally.
It's not just the words, right? It's the emotion, the pauses, the little breaths we take. All that adds up to natural sounding speech.
That's what's so interesting about this Notebook LM thing. They're using this prosody modeling,
Mm.
which is kind of mind-blowing when you try to wrap your head around it.
Oh, absolutely.
Basically, they've somehow taught this AI to analyze text for, like, emphasis. You know, how a real person would stress certain words, change their tone.
Exactly. It's mimicking the way our brains naturally process language, which
Yeah.
is honestly incredibly complex.
It's like, think about how differently you'd say, I can't believe you did that, versus I can't believe you did that. Like, totally different vibe.
Yeah, huge difference. And that's what this AI is trying to crack.
And based on what I'm reading, they're doing a pretty darn good job of it.
They are. It's quite remarkable from a technical standpoint.
So there's this other little tidbit in the article. Apparently, the creators suggested naming their AI hosts Alex and Irises, like a little play on AI.
Clever, right?
It is, but it's also kind of like, is this too on the nose? Does giving AI these human-sounding names make us trust them more?
Ooh, that's the big question, isn't it? We see this a lot with AI now, right? Like we've got Siri, Alexa, we give them these friendly names almost like they're buddies.
Right, like a part of the family.
Exactly. And it makes sense, right? We're more likely to warm up to something that feels familiar, relatable, but it also makes you wonder, are we blurring the lines a little too much?
It's a bit of a head-scratcher, for sure, because on the one hand, this technology could be amazing for podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if anyone could easily share their thoughts and stories without needing a fancy studio or anything.
Oh, right. It could democratize the whole industry.
Totally. Anyone could be a podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's that other side. Like, what does it mean for the folks already in the industry?
Ah, yeah. That's where things get a little tricky.
Voice actors, producers.
Hmm.
If AI can do it all, what happens to their livelihoods?
It's a valid concern, for sure. And
Yeah.
it goes beyond just podcasting. We're talking about any field where the human touch has always been key. And then there's the ethical side of things, like, should listeners always be told if they're hearing an AI voice versus a real person? Where's the line for transparency?
Yeah, there are so many layers to this. It's not just about how cool the tech is, but also how we use it responsibly.
Right. We have to be mindful of the implications.
This whole deep dive has really hammered home how fast things are changing, you know?
No kidding.
It's exciting, but kind of makes you think, whoa, what's next? Like, if we're already at a point where AI is this good at sounding human, where do we even go from here?
Right. And bigger picture, what does it mean for how we consume information? Will we even care if it's a human or an AI sharing the information?
Maybe that's the real question, right? As AI gets more sophisticated, will we start to prefer? Like, maybe we'll crave that consistency, the always-on availability of AI-generated content. Who knows? It's something to think about, right?
Definitely something to ponder.
This is one of those topics that's going to keep evolving, so who knows what the future holds. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be interesting to watch it all unfold.
Couldn't agree more.
So, for anyone listening, we want to hear your thoughts. Do you think you can tell the difference between a real human host and an AI? Is this the future of podcasting? Hit us up on platform and let's keep this conversation going.